Hi folks, Tim Conti here with Cloud Trusted Advisor. Hope you're having a great day today. The purpose of today's video is to take you through a platform for IT decision making that we have access to as a trusted advisor in the technology industry. This is a tool that helps IT professionals like you evaluate, implement, and adopt disruptive technologies. This application or this demo, depending on what solutions you're looking at, whether it be cloud, colo, connectivity, SD-WAN, it's going to save you time, it's going to save you money, it's going to eliminate risk. And I want to show you one thing here before we get started, see if you can see this. This technology here that we are showing, actually, the company 𝗲𝐿𝐴nt received a patent for this technology, and they recently received a big private equity investment for access to this intellectual property in the tens of millions of dollars. It's how valuable the tool is to trusted advisors and IT professionals. So let me show you why though, right? Hopefully you're a bit intrigued. First and foremost, we're going to take you through our first meeting is the Technology Navigator. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but these are just a few of the disruptive technologies that we support in our portfolio. Now, we are not a vendor. We help IT professionals implement the vendors that you see here, the technologies that you see here. So first and foremost, cloud, co-location, connectivity, SD-WAN, security, unified communications as a service, and contact center as a service. Probably doing a few of these already. You might have co-location or a data center either at your office or at a third-party site. You, of course, have connectivity, internet access coming into your locations, and then you're definitely securing your network. But we represent the next generation of providers, and some you probably haven't heard of. We study the ins and outs of the market every single day on behalf of our customers. So I'm going to work you through a couple of things here that we do. Now, normally I'll warn you that a normal demo to really go in depth would take about 60 to 90 minutes. Now, we don't have that kind of time today. So the goal is just to show you very high level what this tool can do for you and how it can save you time, money, and eliminate risk in when you're choosing a new solution. But we won't have time. And at the end, if you'd like someone from my team or myself to take you through a deep dive demo and actually input your requirements into the tool, depending on the technology you're looking for, that's where it really becomes valuable. So everything we're just going to kind of do more high level, and we'll kind of drill in as needed. First and foremost, we have something called a data center locator. Now, a data center locator, you may or may not have a data center, but if you're looking for one, we can simply plug in your corporate address if you want some proximity for a third-party data center near your office. I just chose a location in the western suburbs, and I pass this one on the highway every day going to work, Cyrus One in Aurora. I can also search here on which data centers have public cloud, AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure. If you're maybe in an area where there's some nuclear reactors and you're concerned with that as it relates to the safety of the data center, you can choose that. U.S. earthquake risk, or this is the big one, electricity costs. That's one of the biggest expenses in a data center is electricity. And I can actually search down here and get a sense in market of what the data center costs are. You can see down here. So that's a very valuable tool in terms of cost savings. I can actually compare the data centers against each other just to see them side by side. We also can search by a specific data center. We can search by services. Do they offer colo, private cloud, or public cloud, or all the above? What do they have as far as on-ramps to AWS or Azure out of that data center? Data center tiers, tier 3 or other, and then what compliance certifications. If you're in an industry that requires compliance, then that would be important to you. So that's just a quick shot. Now, the key here is that before you even get in a car and go on a data center tour, they all look the same, by the way, on the inside, right? But before you get on a tour, you can actually see a video and see when we drill into these data centers, we can actually see a tour of that data center without having to get on a plane or get in a car. This is especially relevant when we look at outside of North America. So before you make that big week-long trip to Ireland, although that sounds pretty good, golfing and whatnot, and quote data center tours, you can do a lot of the heavy research and legwork prior here. So then when you do make a trip anywhere in the US or the world, you're prepared ahead of time and you're seeing data centers that you know are a good potential fit. Then you just narrow it down from there. So don't want to steal a trip from you. I'd like to go on those trips too, but this will make you more productive before you get there. So that's the data center tool. The other one is similar to data center, but it's more in line with the connectivity, is I can do and search for fiber, right? So you can see here, this is all the fiber in North America today. And obviously you see it goes up through into Canada as well, which I know that's part of North America. But you can search by an address. So I'll just choose the one I'm at right now, which is 2 North Riverside Plaza. And I search that, and immediately what I can see is all the fiber routes that are next to me. The key here is there might be fiber directly underneath your building without you knowing. So whenever you're moving to a new location, what do? You ask the building manager what connectivity is in the building. You might ask some of the other tenants in your building, if there are any, who they're using. But this goes deeper than that. This can do everything from fixed wireless to cable to telco, everything from PRI, which you probably don't need anymore for a phone system, all the way up to internet, cable internet, whatnot. Now, almost all of our clients are looking for fiber or MPLS. So here, right away, you can see Comcast has fiber, AT&T and Verizon all have fiber right in this building. And I can just click on quick quote, and within 24 hours, get a quote for a 10 meg fiber, 100 meg fiber. Oh, by the way, I can do the quick quote for all three. And then in an ethical manner, we'll kind of pit these providers against each other. Connectivity is a commodity, but it's also your lifeline of your business too. So you want to make a good decision. Now, obviously, you might have different thoughts on Comcast versus AT&T or Verizon. But then you see some other ones in here too you might not even have heard of. I just did a specialty gigabit circuit in Manhattan for a financial services customer. And I used this tool, and I found a provider that I hadn't even heard of. I didn't even know them. And it turns out they're known as the gig company for gig connectivity. And so 1 gig minimum in Manhattan. No, that's it. That's all they do. They don't do anything else. And had we not had access to this tool, we wouldn't have found them. So moving right along, another thing that I want to bring your attention to is the interactive quick assessments. We have these for every single technology that we support. So cloud-based contact centers, cloud services, colo, connectivity, SD-WAN, security, and UCaaS. I'll choose one of my favorites, which is UCaaS. And from here, essentially what we're able to do is treat this as more or less a site survey. So when we meet, I kick off almost all of my projects with this capability. And when we meet, we sit down and we talk to you about your goals. Less speeds and feeds, that stuff's important. We put it in this form, but really we want to understand what are you really trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? That's what's critical. So from here, why are you considering a UCaaS solution? You could choose that. What's your current PBX? Are you interested in remaining on the same PBX? Are you looking to move to the cloud? What are your compliance requirements? Do you have a contact center, application integration? Think of this as like an intake form for a doctor, right? Going through and running through your environment. We send this to you via a link. You can fill it out on your own and send it back and click submit, or we'll fill it out with you together and then we'll submit it. And once it's submitted, it goes to a team of world-class engineers that actually absorb and read the data, the information in here, and then make some informed decisions of providers that we should be talking to. What did that do for you? It just saved you a ton of time. Not having to go down a rabbit hole of working with a provider only to find out in the 11th hour before you're about to sign a contract that they're missing something critical like a compliance certification that you require. So that's a wasted effort. So it also does another thing to save you time. You don't have to repeat your environment to every single vendor. That drove me crazy when you had to do that. You sit in these back-to-back meetings with these vendors, and you have to go and take them through this. I almost wanted to take a tape recorder and record my environment, put it on the table, get a cup of coffee, and come back, and then answer questions. This eliminates that. The providers, after we fill this out, have then been vetted. They've been vetted already for a fit, for a functional, technical fit, a requirements fit. Then from there, when we schedule our first meeting, we're already on the 40-yard line because the vendor knows your environment already. Now, once we get the results of this survey, we actually share with you the vendors we like. That way, if you've had a bad experience, or if for whatever reason you're not comfortable with one of them, we won't set up a call with them. But if you give us the green light, we normally down select 3 vendors at this particular stage. Then we bring that vendor to your attention. And we set up the calls. And again, because they have all your information ahead of time, they can ask more strategic questions. They can potentially jump right into a demo, because on a first call, a lot of them want to have a first call first before a demo. Well, with this, we kind of avoid that because everything they need, they have here for you. So moving right along, that's the IQA, pretty straightforward. The thing I wanted to bring your attention to, and this is, I use the dynamic matrices on every single sales engagement, and I'll show you why in a second. There is no tool on the market in the industry, not Gartner, not any Forrester, not any of those research houses that you talk to, that can down select the market as fast as we can. And let me show you specifically what I'm talking about. Let's choose a different category. Let's choose contact center as a service. And we have dynamic matrices for everything from managed service providers to the connectivity, you name it. And what we do on a first call is we launch this matrix, and you can see these are the vendors that operate in this particular space. These are the vendors that serve the contact center as a service market. Some you'll recognize, some are Gartner Magic Quadrant leaders, others are niche providers. We help you find the best fit based on your requirements. So let me show you what I'm talking about quickly. One, your contact center will ride over the internet if you go to the cloud, or over your private connection as well. It doesn't have to be a public connection. It could be private fiber, MPLS, or something else. But if you are going over the internet, or if your network is touching the internet and your call center agents are on there, you want to pick a vendor that's got data centers near you. So we'll just check North America, and we'll, not Middle East, uncheck that one. Let's do Europe. Yeah, I actually had it right. And again, if you're not a contact center manager, you don't have one, this might not be as relevant, but just bear with me, because we do this for every technology we support. Let's say you're looking for an outbound dialer. Maybe you aren't, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but we'll choose power dialer. Digital channels, let's say you're looking for a contact center solution that can do chat. They can support co-browse and email are 3 common ones. Social channels, maybe one that has integration with Facebook. Cloud-based application, we just did a large staffing firm that we moved to this service, and they required an application called Bullhorn, which is a CRM for the staffing industry. But the most common one is going to be probably Salesforce. So we'll choose that. And then AI, everyone wants to talk about AI, this, that, chatbots, and there's all kinds of noise in the AI market, but there is a place for AI in the contact center. Let's say you're looking for agent assist, agent coaching, and some chatbots for your contact center. We choose that. And then lastly, let's say you're taking credit card information over the phone. You want to choose PCI compliance, and I'll ignore these other ones. So then from here, I generate this matrix, and boom, look what we have here. Now, think about, before I go through this, how much time we potentially saved you here. We took your requirements, which again, we would schedule a call with you to run through this together. We plugged in your requirements, and then this is the vendor's ability to fulfill those requirements. This is their ability to meet your needs. So we know out of the gate which ones are the best fit, and we can narrow down the space for you. Five9's, Genesys, NICE, Talkdesk, Edify, these are just a few on here. And then in addition to this, we've got 27 key research evaluation criteria. You can take this report and make it your own. We don't care. You can slap your company logo on it and present it as your own, because our goal is to make you successful as the IT professional or the call center manager or the CIO, the CTO, you name it. We want to help you make informed technology decisions. That is our end goal. And we do that at this stage with expert level research. Imagine how long it would take you to find this stuff on your own. 2 projects that my team was recently hired for, I learned enough about the organization doing my own research to record a video where I went through this for them and I sent it to them, and they called me back and they said, "You're hired." That was it. They had talked to other consultants and other folks in the industry, but no one had this tool or access to a tool like this that's going to save you a ton of time. We can PDF this to you during our call. So you schedule a 30-minute call with our team. We'll run through this data together, and we'll send it to you while we're on the call. So if nothing else, whether you choose to hire us to help you with the rest of the evaluation, the implementation, and the adoption, because, oh, by the way, we don't leave after the sale. We're still with you before, during, and after the engagement. Some of my clients I don't hear from much because the service is going so well and the solution's going so well. Others require a little bit more hand-holding, but we help you kind of avoid those pitfalls. But our goal here is, again, to help you make some informed decisions. So that's what we've got for dynamic matrices, cable quote, TCO analysis. So we also have the ability to plug in your variables on your current system and run a total cost of ownership that allows us to, compare where you're at today, compare that to a potential DR solution. So you see here, this is a quick shot, and we can manipulate this data, but it gives a comparison of on-prem versus unified communications, what the potential cost savings are there. And we can actually move this into a really nice PowerPoint presentation that'll actually, you can use for your total cost of ownership ROI when you're presenting this to the CFO. And we offer this for all of our technologies. The other thing I wanted to just skip over to really quick is our provider portfolio. So it looks pretty noisy, right? There's a lot of vendors in the space. It's because there's confusion. The pace of change is crazy in technology. Things are changing every single day. Just look at what we talked about with AI earlier and chatbots and whatnot. That stuff's getting kind of scary, and you really want to be out in front of that before your competition is, because a lot of folks are really using AI creatively to do some pretty cool stuff. But our goal is we're a sense maker. We're a time multiplier. We're a sense maker. All these vendors, some of these you probably never heard of, but some of them are doing an amazing job for their clients. We help you find those vendors. And by the way, we offer it for CCaaS. We offer it for cloud, co-location, connectivity, SD-WAN, security, and UCaaS. So the provider portfolio just gives us a holistic view of the market, just to show you the size of our ecosystem. We have engineers trained in all of these disciplines, depending on what you're looking for. We have general engineers, we have specialists, and they will be assigned to your project should you choose to work with us. I think we did Technology Navigator already, so I could keep going and going. I'm 18 minutes in. My goal was under 20, which I think is pretty good. I'm just making sure we're not missing anything here. Quick quote's pretty cool. If you just need a quick quote for net connectivity, we pop in an address or pop in a selected product that you're looking for. Not all of our vendors offer quick quote, by the way, but for the ones that do, we don't need to put you through a 72-hour inquisition on your environment to get you a quote for a 100 meg fiber circuit. That's what quick quote does. And this comes back within 24 or 48 hours at the latest, and then we can compare pricing. Let's see. I think that's really what I've got for you today. I think the goal in summary here is we are a technology trusted advisor. We help IT professionals make informed technology decisions. We work with companies of all size. I would say the higher end of the small business market all the way up to the enterprise market. Our tools are designed to save you time and money and eliminate risk. We've developed a 10-step framework I worked at CDW Corporation, an $18 billion VAR, and that's really where I honed our 10-step framework that takes you evaluation all the way through adoption and everything in between. And if we follow this framework, we eliminate the risk or take the risk out of choosing the wrong vendor, because that's what we're ultimately trying to do as well. We're going to save you time. We'll, depending on the situation, hopefully save you some money, or just get you the best value on the technology you're looking for. But one of the big things we do is eliminate risk, because we use our tools and our software coupled with, my 27 years of experience in technology, take all those things together to help you make the right decision. So all you need to do is drop in a comment. If you're watching this video on YouTube, if you're watching it on our website, you can just hit the contact us form or book a call. That'll take you to our calendar, schedule a meeting, schedule 30 minutes with us. We can cover anything that you saw on here today. We don't have to take you through this whole thing over again, but you might want to see the dynamic matrices. You might be interested in the IQA form, which is a great replacement to issuing an RFP. Because if you're going RFP, by the way, call us first. We already have the templates built for you, and you can plug in your information, and we can get your results way quicker than you can get on your own. So that's what I have for you today. Tim Conti, Cloud Trusted Advisor. Thanks for listening.